Welcome back to the Hot 6 Super League. My name is Wolf, with me is Moonglade. Thanks to OGN for hosting and making all of this possible. And we're going into map number 2, Shire.
Fantastic map, Wolf. One of the most popular maps, I gotta say, especially in this league. As we have a quick look at it now, this is where the cores are. As we see the heroes run out to fight, Wolf.
Yep. And I mean, everyone knows this map, right? Let's just give the breakdown. You capture both shrines, and then you channel the Dragon Knight in the center of the map. If you grab that, you become the Dragon Knight, which means you gain 2 abilities, one of which is to do an AoE damage of fire, which is strong against minions, decent against heroes. Sure. And the second one is a kick that will only target heroes and will send them a short distance across the map away from you, whichever way you hit it. So you can knock people into your team to kill them, or knock them away to reduce damage. Yeah, and one thing to note as well about the Dragon Knight is he scales a lot to the late game. So the later the game goes, the stronger he is, and it gets to a point pretty much around the 20-minute mark, a little bit after. Like, he gets so strong that you can pretty much push down a keep and maybe even destroy the core. It gets so easy in that late game. He has so much health and he does so much damage in that late game that you're just basically able to right-click and ignore everybody else, kick somebody away, and just keep moving through. And obviously he is a channeling, to get him in general, you have to channel in the middle. So it's a very contested point, usually in the late game as well, also throughout the game. Absolutely. So the most important keep on the map is the mid keep, because if that lane is pushed, it becomes a lot easier to hold that middle shrine, or channeling point. So it's going to be interesting to see what the compositions are going to be from both sides. Obviously, both of them looking to hold at least one of those shrines, whether it be top or bottom. Usually we see a 3-stack on one of them as well. Taking complete control of that. Beyond that, it's usually it takes a while before we do see the first Dragon Knight capped as well, unless it's a complete run-over game. Sure. Now, Snake will get first pick and ban this game. We'll see what they decide to roll with. Would not be surprised to see a first ban on Zagara on this map, but we could see also that same Kael'thas that we saw last game if the Koreans have really decided that these mages are so strong right now that they're now the top picks rather than the tanks. Yeah, that's right. If they don't first ban Leoric, GameAde might take it. They're going to first ban Zeratul just like last game. So they're going to leave open Leoric. Maybe GameAde might be inclined to get rid of Leoric this time. I think so. Otherwise, you give it straight to Oreo Man right off the start. It's kind of a nightmare situation considering what happened last game. Things can get out of hand pretty horribly early on for GameAde. They got kind of annihilated from the start. Sure. I think a Leoric ban here is the best choice. But they're going Kael'thas again, so same first 2 bans, just in a different order. And 100% they take Kael'thas and Oreo Man here, right? Unless he's really feeling Kerrigan today. Well, I mean, Kerrigan certainly did a lot of work last game. Leoric should be the choice, unless they want to pick up their assassins early on here, their range damage. That was a little bit unusual. Maybe Uther is going to be one of the first choices as well. It's going to be Leoric to start things off. Johanna into Malfurion. Malfurion becoming slowly probably one of the top picks of healers, like almost close to Uther now. Yeah, they're really neck and neck. It's going to be Jainer, then Uther as the follow-up for Snake. So he's sticking along the same lines here. So this is the most important phase of the picking phase, in my opinion, besides first pick, obviously, is what ban do you do now that you've seen part of your opponent's composition? Do you lock out another damage dealer? Do you go for that personal ban on Kerrigan? What do you go for here as GameAde at this point? There's a few good choices, but with the comp that Snake has built, there's a lot of different options. Yeah, well, I think they don't have to really worry about Kerrigan, though they are going to ban her out just the same. It's like that personal ban, you know? It's a personal ban. I guess they're afraid of it, but I feel like they're really playing into what Snake has planned. Is they already have Leoric, and we already know that Oreo Man loves his Leoric. Why would he try and go for a Kerrigan after that? It's hard to say. I mean, she's still fantastic, but I feel like Snake are looking for a different lineup this time. I think a Vala ban here is a good choice. They did it last game. I think they're going to go for it again to just lock out some of that extra damage. There it is. Here we go. So now there's a few choices for damage. They could also try to grab their second tank here in Tyrael, because both second tanks are available for both teams. Arthas, another good pick we could see here. Really questionable Arthas plays last game, though. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with their rotations and how they used him. Maybe they can do without him this time, or maybe they'll go for a different one. Maybe Tyrael will be that choice. Tyrael and Muradin I really like on this map because they have the ability to jump over the walls, and they could also jump into you know, body blocking when players are trying to escape from the shrines. There's a lot of lockdown with that. You also see that Leoric is able to do the same with his Ghost. You know, his Spectral Spirit just kind of E in and then teleport and block them from escaping. You see that a lot.
Yeah, one of the things GameAde really lacked as well was initiation last game, and Tyrael would really fix that with his judgment, but gonna go with the Sylvanas as their next choice at least.
That can give you a little bit of initiate with Wailing Arrow. I think a Tyrael pick here is really smart. See what they want to go for. It's hard to pick Tyrael into Uther because most good teams will immediately Divine Shield, even Divine Shield as the Judgment animation is going on if you're quick enough, and just totally nullify that.
Certainly so. I mean, it's no guaranteed. It's going to initiate. It's going to push people out and make the positioning a little bit worse for Snake if he were to go for it, but certainly not guaranteed any kills with Divine Shield on the playing field.
Now, of all 6 warriors picked in this tournament, Tyrael has the worst win rate by far, 9-16 with 36% win rate. So something else to keep in mind in sort of trends for this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great hero, but we certainly have not seen much luck with him. And just really thinking about their second pick here.
I think Zagara, gonna pick the damage first.
It's gonna really help lock down a shrine, get a lot of creeps spread around so you have complete vision and really dominate that lane.
Going to this, Snake could absolutely grab Nazeebo. Works decently well with their composition. They could also take Tyrael because they do have Uther on their side. Could drop Judgments on Zagara would be a pretty powerful move. Even dropping a Judgment on Malfurion could be quite strong as well.
I mean, getting a nice like stun as well, getting like a nice lockdown sort of composition like we did see last game.
See what you did there, lockdown.
Ring of Frost did so much work when the initiation happened and we already saw the stuns go down. It just did so much damage, just so much AoE damage. I think we could see that again as well.
A few other options to talk about for damage dealers, because they are going to probably grab 1 damage with that second tank. Sergeant Hammer, still available.
Certainly, sir. Sergeant Hammer is something we haven't talked about this pick and ban, but I think we will see her once again. She's fantastic on this map.
You basically got Hammer and Nazeebo left for these 2 players. Whichever one is left for these 2 is going to be picked. Unless GameAde decides to go for a 1-tank build into Raynor, that would be really crazy, but these are kind of what's left. Arthas instead of Tyrael. GameAde a bit surprised by this pick. To see a little bit of shock on that.
They were probably looking for it, to be honest. You know, they did it last game. They went for that double tank composition, but Snake wants it this time. That means Snake's going to go for 1 more damage dealer, whether it be Specialist or simply another, maybe Sergeant Hammer this time.
I think Hammer is the way to go. I would love to see Raynor just because I want to see how Snake would play him instead. Like, I want to see how viable, because we did see Raynor picked up by MVP Black in MSI. So we'll see. I think it's definitely Hammer or Nazeebo. Personal preference here at this point. I think most people prefer Hammer at this point. I think Beachy is one of the best Nazeebo players. That's why he chooses him. But
yeah, Hammer makes a lot of sense as well. You know, they need a lot more damage in their lineup. Only Jane is not going to cut it.
They already have Howling Blast, which serves a similar role to the Zombie Wall as well. So
yeah, and you got like Divine Shield for your Sergeant Hammer as well. So if she gets jumped on, she has an escape. But it's going to be Nazeebo is going to be the last pick there.
And now, is it going to be Muradin for GameAde? Adam, not a bad Muradin player.
Could be a Nubarak as well. Still on the field.
You always forget about him because he usually gets banned, but not so much today.
He was very picked, you know, a week or 2 ago. Like they loved him. Kind of falling out of fashion recently.
Yeah, Oreo Man was either taking Leoric or a Nubarak, and then got banned the last game, so wasn't able to do so.
Oh!
Sonya!
All right.
Oh no!
Well, this is an ambitious move here.
Sonya!
Our GameAde already drawing straws here. Are they actually like taking big chances with their compositions? I'm kind of worried about this, Wolf.
This is unusual. First pick, Raynor coming out from GameAde the first time in this tournament, now going into the very first Sonya we have seen in this tournament. Like, thinking about it, like, I don't think I've ever seen Sonya in a televised match ever. I mean, it's just not popular in the past 6 months.
Right. Well,
considered to be one of the weakest heroes in the game by the community as well.
She can do a lot of damage, but we'll find out what can be done from GameAde. They're taking a big chance here, something we don't normally see ever in competitive games.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's see if GameAde can make these unorthodox picks work. this time around in game 2. Let's jump into Dragon Shire right here, right now. Welcome to Dragon Shire. It's time for set 2 in Group A's final match between GameAde top and Snake. GameAde spawning on the blue side and Snake respectively, of course, on the red side.
All right, well, let's see how this thing's unfold for top. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Sonya's going to be played out here.
This is going to be Arhan and not Adam. Adam picking Johanna. And again, Knight takes pawn as the choice for talents.
Want that wave clear for sure. Try and push these lanes as much as possible. Yeah, it's good to choose Adam as, Johanna as the mid laner as well. Shield Glare going to delay any sort of channeling, does a little bit of damage. So it's an important skill to have. It's important here to have in mid. Try and stop those Dragon Knights being capped.
There's a little bit of initiation that you can do with both Johanna and Sonya. Sonya does dive on top of these heroes. Definitely get some good initiation, also good escape as well as chasing. I mean, a lot of people may have never even seen Sonya be played in a competitive game before, myself included. So let's see how they build her. I'm going to be taking a quick look at that as well.
Yeah, certainly so. We're seeing some pretty interesting rotations already from Snake. We did see 4 bottom for some time. They went up to mid again to clear the lane and go all the way back down, try and make sure the top cannot push this lane because there's a 3-stack with Zagara, so they're really looking for it, and Sylvanas, mind you. And look at this, they're going to contest this straight from the get-go.
Yep. Dropping down those roaches from behind to kind of help zone things out. Just the bot lane, always the tri-lane on this map.
Look at this, already securing both shrines. Going to be hard to cap the middle one. We are seeing Man fight Sonya. Not going to really find much. Not even confident to fight Leoric here.
Yeah, Arhan has a ton of lifesteal with that war paint, but still, Leoric's drain life, or drain hope rather, definitely way better lifesteal consistency.
Yeah, I mean, we can always see the health differences here. Man miles ahead. He's going to be dominating that top lane.
It's so hard for Arhan to even build Fury. Like, if he loses the minions to the cannons, he's like, well, I guess I just can't get Fury. I took war paint. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I just have to wait it out.
Yeah.
Not the best lane for him at all. Look at this. Already a little bit of engagement here. Adam taking some damage. Shouldn't go down, but a lot of
body
lockdown.
blocking as well. And look at
Yeah.
that. Blizzard gets both crits. That's all you need. But notice that war paint, when you do have this Fury, you can actually fight a decent amount. And the Man is going to need that drain hope.
Getting a little bit back. Yeah, nice rotation there.
Yeah, Kinu realizing the problem potential there, coming to heal him up. Probably just going to leave right away. Sonya is trying to take that top shrine, and Leoric just going to let it happen for now.
Interesting that we are seeing actually a rotation. Oh, hold that thought.
Oh, man,
Peachy
look at
in
this.
so much trouble.
Tist with a great body block, and there's again that Blizzard, and Zagara cannot take much abuse.
No, I mean, if she gets stunned up in this kind of lineup as well, she's just going to go down in a second. So much stun, so much lockdown.
Yeah. It's just the stun, after the AoE damage, the Blizzard.
The slow, the chilling effects, there's really no chance here. And Arhan in big trouble now.
Oh, man. Whirlwind's not going to save you here, buddy.
Wow.
Down she goes.
These rotations are crisp, and we actually are seeing top actually overextend a lot in every lane. He's going a little too far forward. They're not careful enough. They're not respecting what Snake can do.
They're just, when everyone is gone and the last you saw was there in mid lane and they're not at bot lane, the only lane you have controlled, Arhan could not be going that far. He's gone too far in this game and last game as well, just too out of position.
Snake is just making this team look like a joke, man. I've never expect GameAde to go down like this after what we saw from them last week. A little early to call, I know, but if it keeps going the way it is,
it just goes to show how good of a team Snake is. I really firmly believe they're the second best team in the world. And, we'll see later on in this tournament if maybe actually I'm wrong and they are, in fact, the best team. They nearly got out of this group in first place, a group that has not only MVP Black, but even GameAde that they're beating twice, and GameAde is a really good team.
They're fantastic. They're really on top. Adam going to get rotated on again, and he's completely caught out here. No escape at all.
He has no business trying to farm that minion wave right now.
Wow. Just constantly getting picked off here, time and time again. They're almost up at a whole level at this point as well.
Yeah, and this is without any Dragon Knights, no map objectives.
Towers are starting to run out of ammunition, so they can actually start to break them down and get even further ahead.
They're just bullying a lane, pushing it, and as soon as as soon as things look like they've done enough damage, they just rotate away. Look at this.
Oh, man.
Violet gets caught by the zombie wall as well. Michi comes down with Lotus, but they nearly got a pick there as well.
Yeah, just not enough of a follow-up. If we just see the other couple of members come down, it certainly would have been a wipe.
Oh, here they come. They need to get out of here. They cannot be staying in this bot lane. Look, here comes Uther.
That Howling Blast.
Lotus, there's the stun. There's that extra damage here, and barely gonna escape.
Yeah, needing one more. Maybe Jaina had to come down as well just for that damage. Still, really well done from Snake, keeping on top of things. Level 9 now. And once they get that level 10 skills, I think they can just push for that Dragon Knight.
They're not forcing the issue. I like how they didn't bring Jaina because that makes it seem like, okay, we have to get a kill no matter what. In this case, they're like, no, just keep Jaina against Adam. That's fine. Arhan again, way too far ahead. And look at this. Stun in just a second. There's the stun.
Oh, Ancient Spear into nothing and then dead.
Like,
damn,
he
these
cannot
guys
be farming like this when he has no vision of where they are.
They're desperate for experience right now. They're trying to catch up with their laning, but Snake's not letting them have an inch in this game whatsoever. Really well played. And now they are level 10, so they do have their heroics.
They do have a strong push at bot here, so that's one thing they have going from this. Is something Snake is going to have to respond to. And a ton of damage already going down on Mongdi, and a great jump away by Lotus here. Tis taking some damage. This is one of the best engagements they've had so far this game.
Yeah, well, still, it's going to mean they have to give up the shrine. It looks like Learic's going to cap it. Man, he's uncontested here. Huge mistake from Adam. Completely out of position here.
And Aryan as well, just kind of sitting back behind the towers, perhaps grabbing some of that healing fountain. Not able to grab that top shrine.
Now we're going to see it kind of snowball out of control, Wolf, as we see this Dragon Knight's going to be working on every tower he can, as it is a very early Dragon Knight. It's going to be hard to work on forts.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for just continuing to hype Snake in this moment, but I look at their plays, and I feel like their strengths are definitely the rotations and their map awareness. Whereas I wouldn't even say MVP Black is as good at them as that. They're just really good at their mechanics and their fighting. These two teams have such incredible skill. It's such a treat to watch them play in these moments.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see them play again, to be honest. It's going to be a lot later in this tournament, but it really was something special when we got to see them the other week.
Just doing some damage, rotating away, not pushing with the Dragon Knight, just having Oreo Man do that damage. He's the Orc, doesn't matter if he dies here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Boom. Get out of here. Skeletal walk.
While this is all happening, just rotations, constant getting Merc camps here, keeping map control, pushing every lane they can. Snake, they're snowballing at this point, but they can still let it go. If they have a bad team fight, we see top come back very quickly.
This is cool. They're going to try to bait. They're going to try to bait into the bot bruisers because they know that Snake realizes, okay, they're missing.
They got identified though. Oreo Man leading the way. Not going to commit too hard, but they are going to be pushing with these giants.
Yep. And here comes RN. Just not able to find anything.
Bit of damage there.
Yeah, he does have his heroic now as well.
They're looking for that team fight. Upper level is Snake right now. Oreo Man getting some free heals from Adam as well.
The vision control that we're seeing Michi try to put on here with Zagara it's definitely smart, and it's not actually being denied that well in the bot lane, but that was a good move. That was a really good plan. Come down to the bruisers, hide there, because they're going to expect that we're trying to take a risky bruiser and we can actually catch them in the bush party. But unfortunately, two of their members, I think it was Sylvanas and Sonya, were like a bit out of position, not able to get there in time.
Yeah, certainly so. Just not really finding that team fight yet. They're looking for it there. They're going to be down another talent point there in just a second's time.
Art can fight Oreo Man to a certain extent here if he can dodge the Drain Hope, but if that goes off, then he kind of has to back off. They're actually going to steal. They're going to let it go. They're actually going to let top get their own giants. And this is an interesting position. Looks like Sonya might try to solo the bruisers, but Leoric checks, so not going to happen.
Not going to happen yet here. Look at
Adam
this.
gets caught, meanwhile, while they're doing bruisers.
Oh, man.
And they're still doing the bruisers. They're just letting him die.
They might as well at this point. He got caught out in such a big way. There's no saving him. Not even Johanna can live through that. It's kind of ridiculous.
Just stun into slow into follow-up stun. By the time that they almost escaped from the slow, Kinu's got his next stun as well, pretty much ready. And look, as long as he hits his Drain Hope here, he should be fine. It looks like he sees Michi coming up. He's going to back off.
Yeah, gives it up for now. It's going to force a rotation eventually. They should be able to claim it pretty easily, though. We are seeing Top catch up in talent points. They're hitting their level 13 now.
Spell Shield and Arthas, a great choice considering what they're up against. We're going to see Sylvanas do the same. Look at this push. I mean, they're going to get this wall down. Oreo Man actually going to get a kill here on RN easily with Kinu with the follow-up.
He tried. That was a 1v1 duel. He was just going to simply lose as well. Oreo Man just way too strong at this point.
Yeah, it's just so strange to see these engagements we're seeing from RN this game and the last.
I mean, it's Leoric. You got to respect the Leoric. I think we might see him banned out next time. Is Zidane open to be giving that to Oreo Man. And another big fight here. Adam goes down again for free.
Caught out by that zombie wall. Good move by Kong. And
I think we're just going to see another Dragon Knight.
Kinu could be grabbing it, but he's like just not.
So you know what, Oreo Man? No. I'm going to give it to Kong.
They want the healer to still be around for this fight. Keep in mind, we've seen this already in Korea. When you have an Uther on your team, he will usually protect the person taking the Guardian or the Dragon Knight because he can use Divine Shield to ensure a capture no matter what.
Certainly so. And here we go. Going to be working on the next fort. Second last. Maybe they'll rotate down bottom after this one. Solidify their experience lead and their lane control.
Their lane control is really what gives them the XP. Look at the top lane right now. Leoric is soloing, killing Sonya up there. Actually is now coming up with Tist, and Mong rotates up as well. Goodbye, RN again.
Farewell, friends. And down goes the next fort here. They could pretty much go for all three at this point. 30 seconds left on that Dragon Knight.
They're definitely going to try for it. Even trying to kill that tumor on the way back. Nicely done. Great vision control. Actually just going to go and push down mid. Remember, I said this before, the mid keep is the most important one, especially in the late game. Just going to get the wall. Rotate down. Even when Dragon Knight expires here in 10 seconds, they can probably get this. And it may not even expire before they get that. Look at how much damage Kong is even able already to do at level 17, 11 minutes and 30 seconds into this game. Oreo Man just zoning, fighting two heroes alone because they're 3 levels up, because he has that extra Drain Hope talent.
Yeah, he actually went for Imposing Presence as well, which is kind of interesting as his last level 16 talent.
Yeah, well, you see most Koreans going for the double skeletal swing for the double stun, but I guess there are...
It's that, or it's like, you know, healing is also good. Like, there's a lot of things you can do at that level, but I guess when you look at what he's up against, you know, you got specifically Sonya. It's going to really slow her down if she tries to 1v1 him anymore.
Yeah, every single auto attack that Sonya does will heal her for 30% of damage dealt, so when you slow that down significantly, it becomes a lot weaker. Oreo Man eating a lot of damage here, actually. We'll just back away. He might back because he has no mana, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah, that's a problem here. He can still take this fight there. Snake in a great position. Level 18 versus 15.
RN finally able to find something with this split push. And we'll be able to back off here. Definitely, it looks like you want to take the Shrine, but it's way too early for that. What do you think about the Sonya pick overall? Now that we've kind of seen this pan out. I feel like we haven't really seen, we can't really judge it just simply because RN has been caught out so many times that it's hard to say what would have happened against a not Leoric hero.
Yeah, I think they put her in the wrong lane. Look at this. Bad place to be. Gets out of here, though. Divine Shield, perfect. They're not even going to find a kill here.
It was definitely a good engage, definitely a better trade overall for top here, though.
It certainly forces out that ulti, you know, it forces out the heroic, so he's not going to be able to use it for this fight upcoming now.
All right, here we need Tranquility. There it is. RN might actually finally be able to find some damage here. And Oreo Man's coming in from the side to push Pilot away. And Lotus gets caught out. Just perfect zoning here from Tist.
Well, this is still happening. We do see Sonya up top. It was working on Mongdi. Still not going to be anything, and he's completely caught out at this point. No escaping here.
That was the best engage we saw from Sonya, I think, so far. But with the Tranquility, you know, Tranquility helps a lot, but it's cut zone too hard. And mostly that was Tist doing the zoning this time. Oreo Man doing more of the damage.
Now it's going to be working on one of the first keeps. Bottom one's going to be going down, certainly. It's going to keep building that lead here, and they're going to be getting level 20 long before top well. It's going to guarantee them a lot of map control, a lot of heavily favored fights.
Tist coming up, and he's going to take this alone easily. And
I think they just get it again.
Yeah, Mong's ready.
It's literally no competition for this at all. And things are just getting out of hand. I mean, top, what can they do at this point when they're that far behind? Is there even a way back into this game?
Let's talk about possible initiations, right? Sony did not take the leap, so it doesn't have that. The shield stun on Johanna, one possible initiate, Wailing Arrow, as well as Maw. They have a lot of different types of initiate. But the thing is, notice the positioning for Snake. Watch how they move into a fight. They always have their tanks split into 2 different directions. They're always spread out. No Maw is going to catch more than 2 players ever, if even that.
Here we go. Ancient Spear onto Tis. Not finding much there. Kong boots the other out.
Yeah, and look at this. Adam gets taken out, even with the stun. Not going to be able to finish this. We see the Water Elemental continue to zone out Zagara.
That's so smart as well. Kicking out Tranquility, you know, stopping Pilot from healing anyone in this fight. It's becoming incredibly one-sided here. Michi going to be the next to go down. One more right click will do the trick.
Exactly. It looks like a great skeletal, or a March of the Black King there. RN, again, a good engagement overall, but just no backup, no fault from his team. And now the team is starting to fall.
Oh,
and
just
the Dragon Knight.
They're just going to get the core for this.
Yeah, exactly. Dragon Knight's hitting the core during this entire time, so they win a 4v5 fight while killing the Nexus. 17 kills to 0. All forts. Moonglade, we just saw a perfect game.
We saw a perfect game. Snake just on a completely new level here. We've never seen such domination. I think that's one of the most one-sided games we've ever seen, Wolf. And it's so surprising.
No amount of... I'm just looking at this score screen here. Just no amount of edge ever in that game for top. Sonya pick an interesting one. Did not work out.
Did not work out. I feel like they really screwed up the laning.
Why would you lane against Leoric with RN? Why
they should have had some sort of rotation going on, but I guess they wanted Sonya to be solo while they tried to push bottom lane, try to take control of that one. But very smartly from Snake, they kept rotating down there, and they fought as 4 at one point after they cleared the middle lane, took that bottom shrine, while Sonya was losing top to Leoric the entire game. Just really smart rotation once again from Snake.
By the way, Oreo Man with nearly double anyone else's hero damage in this game at 44k, as well as having obviously the biggest tanking, most EXP.
And that all came from, a lot of that came from Sonya. A lot of that, you know, trading blows with Sonya up top. Sonya was always getting the backhand of that. See some of the fights from this game.
Every time RM is farming and he doesn't know where they are, they pick him off. This happens several times.
Rotations. Adam fought out so many times throughout the game. This is Johanna going down. This shouldn't be going down like this at all. She's the most tankiest hero in the game.
Now, there's no coincidence why every highlight we're watching Adam and Arhan falling. It's because they're always too far forward. They're not backed up by their teammates. That last fight we saw that Zagara and Sonya were trying to take Bruisers in a terrible position. Arhan gets caught again. They're always looking for Arhan because he's usually the furthest ahead of his teammates, and also just simply because he's Sonya and he can't really escape. He can try to whirlwind, but that's it. You know, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, until her later talents, absolutely. And you know, they took full advantage of what they saw from GameAde as well. You know, GameAde went for the 1-1-3. Like, okay, we're going to keep bouncing between mid and top, keep picking them up, putting them behind an experience because they don't have any sort of soak there in those lanes.
What do you think if we saw Zagara come up with Sonya? I feel like they could have tried to make something happen there.
Yeah, it's hard to say because then they're split like a little too much for taking either shrine. It's a bit of a gamble, but anything would have been better than a Sonya versus Leoric 1v1.
Well, Kinu, as you can see, pretty happy with the results here. And this is a really, really awkward spot now for top as they're now against match point. They've got 1 life left. They have to win 3 games in a row now. And their last game, they did not take a single kill or a single fort.
That says a lot. That sends a really big message, and their confidence must be shattered at this point. Losing like that, they already lost to this team 3-0 last time they faced them. This time around, they lost even worse in that last game than I think we ever saw in that previous best of 5. So I'm sure they're in a really bad place right now. It's going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. Maybe they can turn it around here, but the biggest problem last game was dealing with the rotations from Snake, and that's only going to get worse on this kind of map.
Yeah. I think we are going to see a Kerrigan ban again.
I think we have to this time.
But they can't first ban her, obviously, because they need to get rid of Leoric.
Have to get rid of Leoric. I think they can let like Kalthus through or something. Zeratul maybe, that's fine. Just don't let Leoric through. Don't let Kerrigan through.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, Moonglade. But we are going to go to another quick 7-minute break before we go into what could be the last match of the afternoon with Snake and GameAde top.